Everyone thinks the Met Gala is about fashion. But let's be honest, most people don't even know what they're looking at.
Right, yeah. They really don't.
I mean, wait. So you're telling me that when Doja Cat showed up, dressed literally as a cat,
Yeah.
that wasn't just like peak high art. There's an actual psychological strategy happening.
Oh, absolutely. It's essentially psychological warfare masquerading as a party.
Wow, okay. Well, welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Today we are unpacking a huge stack of diverse sources.
Yeah, we've got fashion critiques from The Spectator, Vogue history, some intense political reviews, and even a psychology textbook.
Exactly.
Wow.
And our mission today is to figure out what is really happening on the first Monday in May. Because the central premise here is that the Met Gala trends every single year, but it is not actually about the clothes.
No, it's a high-stakes psychological status game. I mean, sure, technically it raises money for the Costume Institute at the Met. Our sources show it raised $25 million in 2025 alone.
Which is, serious money.
Right, it is, but its true function in society, it's just a masterclass in human behavior and social signaling.
Okay, so to get into this, we actually need to start with the public, right? Like looking at how people react from their couches before we even look at the red carpet.
Yeah, you have to look at the online herd.
The couch critics.
Yeah.
Because every year, it's this massive phenomenon. Thousands of people, maybe even you listening right now, go online to just passionately rate and judge haute couture.
Even though they have zero background in fashion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real, most of us cannot tell the difference between Dior and some fast fashion brand. But suddenly, everyone on Twitter is a fashion historian. Why do we do that?
Well, the psychology textbook we reviewed explains this perfectly. It brings in Serge Moscovici. He has this theory called social representations.
Okay, what does that mean in normal terms?
Basically, Moscovici says that when the public encounters a really complex, elite topic, their goal isn't to actually learn about it.
So they don't care about the fashion.
Not at all. The goal is just to be in the know. They want to keep their place in the circle of conversation, so they translate intimidating visual statements into, like, simplify common sense. They just agree on what's good or bad so they can participate.
That makes so much sense. People really see something completely random and call it art just to be safe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you go see a deeply confusing indie movie with your friends and you don't understand it at all, but you pretend to get it just so you don't get kicked out of the group chat.
That is the exact mechanism. And actually, speaking of the group chat, that brings up another huge psychological concept from the sources, which is Solomon Asch's conformity experiments.
Oh, the line experiments. I love this one.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Ash essentially put a real participant in a room with secret actors, and he showed them a line on a card and asked them to match its length to other lines.
And it was super obvious, right? Like a toddler could pass it.
Completely obvious. But the actors would intentionally give the wrong answer. And Ash found that people are so afraid of looking uncultured or foolish that they will actively agree with the majority opinion, even when they know it's wrong.
Wow, so they literally deny their own eyes just to fit in?
Right. So apply that to the Met Gala. Everyone is terrified of looking like they don't get it. So if the influencers say a trash bag dress is iconic, the herd conforms.
That is wild. But it creates this feedback loop, doesn't it? Like the event becomes important simply because everyone is too afraid to admit they don't care.
Exactly. The herd mentality is what fuels the entire cultural dominance of the event.
Okay, so since the public is primed to just blindly accept this spectacle, that makes the event the perfect arena for celebrities to manipulate their public image.
Yes, and that is the twist. For the attendees, it is purely about status and attention. Tickets cost $30,000, but the actual currency they're trading in is who gets labeled iconic.
So it's not a dress code, it's an arena.
Right. And to understand the celebrities, the sources bring in Irving Goffman's theory of impression management.
Oh, right, Goffman, the sociologist.
Yeah. He argued that life is basically a dramatically enacted thing. We are all actors. And the Met Gala stairs, that is the ultimate front stage.
Front stage. So celebrities are actors trying to control how the audience perceives them.
Exactly. Right down to the extreme secrecy of their arrivals. They have to control the reveal.
Wait, like Cardi B in 2025, I was reading that in the notes. She was literally hidden under a massive cluster of black Burberry umbrellas when she left her hotel.
Yeah, just to conceal her outfit until the exact right moment.
Just to keep the illusion intact.
Yeah.
So wait, when Princess Diana wore that silky blue revenge dress in 1996, right after her divorce,
Yeah.
or Rihanna dressed as the literal Pope in 2018. They weren't just following a theme.
No, they were essentially writing their own script for the front stage. They were demanding that the audience view them in a very specific, powerful way.
And Anna Wintour is the director of all of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The sources note she strictly curates this entire living performance. Every detail is managed.
But okay, what happens when the actors misread the script?
Mhm.
Because we've all seen the cringe moments where the impression management fails spectacularly.
Oh, it definitely happens. The most jarring failures usually occur when celebrities try to blend high society with, relatable struggles.
Yes. The performative activism, it's so awkward.
The Spectator source actually details a few of these. For example, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wearing the Tax the Rich dress.
Oh, right, the white gown with the red lettering.
Exactly. And Cara Delevingne wearing a Peg the Patriarchy slogan, which our sources know was a phrase actually stolen from a black sex educator.
Wow, okay.
And then there was Mayor Eric Adams wearing an End Gun Violence jacket.
Okay, but let me push back a little here. Why do the critics consider those failures? Because aren't they technically using the massive platform to highlight an issue?
It's a fair question, but the analysis breaks down why it triggers such severe backlash. It's about the context of the front stage.
The $30,000 ticket context.
Right. It's an elite circle, completely isolated from the real world. Engaging in performative activism at a party strictly for the ultra-rich is just totally disconnected from the actual protests happening on the streets outside.
It's hypocritical. Like,
Yeah.
put that same outfit in a mall, and suddenly it's a problem. But you wear a protest slogan on a custom dress that costs more than my car, and it's just a shock factor grab for attention.
Exactly. The audience rejects the performance because the actor feels out of touch. The setting ruins the script.
Okay, so celebrity slogan dresses fall flat. But fashion does have a real historical function as a political tool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When it's not just a slogan slapped on a jacket.
Yes, it absolutely does. And this brings us to the 2025 theme, which the sources analyzed deeply. The theme was tailored for you.
Which was based on Black dandyism, right?
Correct. The sources explain that Black dandyism originated as a defiant tool for social mobility and resistance.
Because it was African-American slaves and free individuals adapting European upper-class fashion, right? Like weaponizing the oppressor's visual language.
Exactly. It was a profound method of self-expression and demanding dignity in an oppressive system. And the sources point out that bringing this to the Met Gala in 2025 was a very deliberate cultural statement.
Because of the political climate at the time.
Right. We have to look at the context the sources provide impartially here. In light of a shifting political landscape, specifically including Donald Trump's 2024 election victory and the rescinding of various DEI initiatives across the country.
Which is a major shift.
Yes. So the Met Gala choosing to highlight Black creators and this history of resistance was seen by political reviewers as a direct cultural response.
Yeah, the sources mentioned Kamala Harris was there too, right?
Yes. The reporting notes she made a highly visible appearance in a tailored off-white gown. The analysis stated this was to project quiet strength.
While the Trumps were not on the guest list, according to the sources.
Correct. And again, our sources present these details strictly to analyze fashion's undeniable connection to politics. It's a statement of presence.
That makes sense. It's like existing and holding space as a form of resistance. But wait, to pull off that kind of front stage, you need serious cultural weight.
Which brings me to Diana Ross at that same 2025 gala.
Oh, yes. The 18-foot family tree train.
It was massive. It had her kids' and grandkids' names on it, and everyone online just bowed down and called it a masterpiece.
They did.
But let's look at the psychology there. If I wear an 18-foot feathered cape to the grocery store...
You're getting arrested.
Exactly. But Diana Ross does it, and she's a legend. Why does she get away with it?
Well, the sources connect this to Robert Zajonk's mirror exposure effect.
Okay, what is the mirror exposure effect?
Zajonk discovered that repeated exposure to something actually breeds affection. The longer we see these celebrities and their specific aesthetics, the more society just automatically accepts and elevates them.
Wait, really? So who wears it actually matters way more than what it physically is? Absolutely. Because she has decades of cultural exposure, we already view her as high status. The herd mentality automatically categorizes whatever she wears as brilliant.
That is an established status hierarchy right there.
It is. She has the capital to dictate the terms of her front stage.
This is all so wild. It completely changes how you look at the red carpet. I think the ultimate takeaway from all these sources for you listening is that this isn't really about fashion.
Not at all.
It's about status, it's about perception, and it is about who we collectively decide to admire. The clothes are just the game pieces.
Yeah, and I'd leave the listener with one final thought to mull over based on all this.
Let's hear it.
If Irving Goffman is right, and our entire social reality is just a theatrical performance, what does your own front stage wardrobe say about the saddest game you're playing every single day?
Oh, wow. That hits close to home.
Because the clothes you chose this morning were in an accident, so whose approval are you secretly dressing for?
That is a brilliant question to end on. You are playing the game too, whether you know it or not. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.